Are we live? Yes.
Okay, we're live, and everybody, we are here with my co-host Drew from Drew's Abandoned Paranormal Vlog, and we are on with our very special guest tonight, which is Tequila, which is the lady grave dancer that me and Drew think the world of. Yippee!
Goodness.
Definitely.
I think
I
anybody's ever
don't think
watched
I'd
me.
be here. I think that a lot of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Tequila, to be
So
honest.
I adore y'all. Like I said, I a lot of times when you're on, I'm still at work, and I will play it, and I'll be able to catch tidbits here and there while I'm working, and it's so much fun.
all
Okay, I'm gonna
right.
share the link on my Facebook right now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
that time
okay.
difference, isn't it? It's a killer.
We He's saying you're not on. We are on now.
I shared it out before I came, Dobby, and everybody's already here.
I know you're so good about sharing out the links.
It's just because I've been doing it for so long. You'll get there as well.
I still call my child to help me.
Welcome in, everybody. Remember to smash the like and share out for sister, please. Get all the team here.
So
Everybody that's awake,
so
anyway.
we've got Dobby Socks in the house. Hey,
Whoop, whoop.
Ghost Squad Scotland is here. Hey, Chris.
Hi,
Mary Jane is
Christopher.
in. Paradox Fossils is in.
Hi, Mary
Hi,
Jane. Long
Fossil.
time no here.
Um,
I forgot
Shell's
Too
watching.
cool for Banshee.
Shell should be watching it her way home from Portsmouth. She's getting a bus home tonight. She's actually travelling home during the night, so she's on the bus just now.
Oh, okay.
So Shell, shout out to you if you're watching, bestie. Yeah, we'll
Rowan's
go her
here.
home.
Rowan's
Hey.
watching.
Hi, Roland.
All right. Oh yeah, I see him in. Hey, Rowan. Hello, everybody.
Coffee.
Okay, so what? Oh, and my honey is in. He says I'm here and watching. He's driving a truck, but he's listening. So
Hi,
he's got
Lee.
it on. So everybody, the lady grave dancer is going to be talking about some her experiences of the strange and unknown, and we are like all ears.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so
We're just
everybody
going in,
can just
right?
keep yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Can talk about anything and
So
everything.
tequila, you can see the chat right on your phone.
Yes, I have it. I can see the chat from here, and I can respond from my phone, and then I just posted the link on my Facebook. And I made a post on YouTube earlier
Okay.
too. So
Okay,
hopefully,
I've had a lot of your people popping in today, um, so that
Good
they'll be
stuff.
coming in. Drew, can you see the chat?
I can't, but I can flick back and forward. It's okay. I'll flick back and forward, guys.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if I needed to. If anybody has any questions for anybody while Tequila's talking, I'll just pop it up on the screen. And so, welcome everybody. Welcome that's coming in. And
Hmm.
me and Drew don't have no words because we're just so excited
Where
that
do
the
you
Lady Grave
start?
Dancer is here.
I just don't know where to start, honestly.
I'm just
I've
super
been trying to
excited
talk to
about being
Tequila for
invited.
years. Yeah,
Like,
I've been
finally,
trying to
I'm
talk.
invited somewhere.
I'll keep my mic here in case it goes echoey. Yeah, I've been trying to
Okay.
talk to Tequila for a few years. To let you understand, anybody that doesn't already know my path, I became a witch because of drug addiction. What was happening was I was struggling with drugs, I was struggling with heroin, just going on in my life, just thinking everything was brilliant. I was a bee's knees, the lot. Started taking up ghost hunting, kind of just wanting to talk to spirits. And then my son in law died, and it was heartbreaking watching my daughter go through losing her boyfriend, her fiance. I had my wee grandson and everything here. At the time, I was trying to talk to spirits, so I was learning how to meditate. I was learning how to lower my vibration and things, but drug addiction was kind of stopping me on that path. So what was happening was I was taking a nervous breakdown at the same time, kind of a quick way to get there. I was taking a nervous breakdown, and I was in my toilet, and what had happened was I was calling out to anybody and everything that could save me, and I'd seen a skeleton figure in my shower stroke toilet, and through time I realised it was Santa Murra who was connecting to me. At the time I had been watching a few Tequila's videos. I was also watching a few other YouTubers. Ticto Witch, she died. I was watching her and she died in a car crash and it was devastating. And I was looking for somebody to watch that I could connect to that really was on the same level as me, just a normal person wanting to connect to spirits and spirit, which is two different things, and just really connecting with my inner self. I didn't know who I was. I had been everybody's kind of lackey, if you like, for so long. Anybody would say, do this, and I would be the one to do it. I wouldn't think about it. But I came to a point in my life where I knew I had to just not be that person anymore, and I had to settle down. And my son-in-law dying kind of gave me the boot up the bum that I needed. So because I wanted to ghost hunt things, I knew that I had to change my life, guys. And through watching Tequila and learning, and also April as well, and also a big shout out to Sunshine. Through watching all of them, I learned how to shadow, to clear my shadow, I can't even remember, tongue tied now. To do all my shadow work and things. I learned how to do all that through April. April was a great help watching her videos because I was somebody that wanted structure. I had to have my dishes done. I had to have my hoovering done. I had to do this, do that before I thought I could do anything. And April learned me that you didn't need to worry what was going on round about you. As long as you can secure yourself in a little corner and clear your energies, then you've got it halfway there. So through all that, through watching Tequila, and my son as well was at a vulnerable time in his childhood, and Tequila had done a video about the bottles, putting her son's kind of life in a bottle and nurturing it. So I learned how to do all that through Tequila and loads of things, guys. And through the comments, if you go back, the videos, you'll probably see me through the years just commenting. It's been such a journey, honestly. And every time Tequila left YouTube, I felt as if my life was over. I was like, oh no, what did I do? Because he's such a guidance. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how I found Tequila. And then through the years, it's just been a video after video. So yeah, it's been a great help, Tequila, honestly. So you're honoured.
I have no words because I get so much from YouTube, like the things that me and my family have been through the years, and the people that I get to come across and meet, and I get something from everybody, even if there's people that come and go. Like I get more from YouTube than anybody could ever get from my videos and from the people I've met. I've met long-term friends and family members because I pick my tribe. I feel like blood is not everything. Whenever I meet people, I connect on a different level, and I've got so much out of YouTube, and thank you so much. But you're a very strong woman, and if we ever chat off the camera, I can share some things with you that you'll find out how much in common we actually have. I do share a lot on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot that I don't share.
I think because a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they've got all these big elaborate houses, they've got dedicated spaces where it's nothing but statues and tinsel and things, and that wasn't for me. I needed somebody that was down to earth, on my level, if you like, and somebody that knew struggles in life as well. What I've been through in life, I couldn't even talk about online. And I needed somebody that had been through life struggles, and I think because I connected that, seen that in you as well, Tequila, I seen that in you throughout your videos, even your makeup ones, that you didn't have it as easy as everybody else. So that helped me to connect to you on a human level. And also TikTok chick as well. That's why I connected to her, I do believe, is because she was down to earth. Yeah. So you came along at a time where I needed somebody like yourself. So that's why I just didn't watch anybody else after I found you, Sunshine, in April, which is Crescent Moon. I didn't really watch anybody else. So I've kind of seen you all come through the YouTube streets as well, which has been amazing to see you all grow as well, because your career on YouTube, the 3 years, has helped us also see that as junior YouTubers we can make it as well. We just need to stick in there, be true to who we are, share our practice, even if nobody relates to it, share it anyway, because there could be somebody out there relates, you know.
And there's always going to be someone that can relate. We have something to offer to everybody, and it and losing Tiptoe Chick was huge in the community. That was a big deal. Like
Yeah,
that.
Tiptoe Chick was
She
big,
was some of the first witches on YouTube. Whenever there wasn't very many on at all. I can count on my two hands how many were on YouTube back then, and she was one of the main ones. And she got harassed and stuff for a while. And she had left and then came back and left and came back again. And sometimes we just got to take a break. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
Sorry, Mystical Loving Light, I took over your show. Sorry. Yeah, I know. There was another one as well.
Okay,
Who else died? Ancestral Witch as well. Was that what she was called? Ancestral Witch. She died as well in a car crash a couple of months before Tiptoe Chick. I had only just watched her a couple of times, though. Was it Ancestral Witch or something? She was a lady with ginger hair, quite big bulk tattoos. I think she was German or something. But I watched her as well, and I didn't really relate to her either. And then I found you. But I know there's a few other people has been the same through talking to people as well. We interviewing people and things. That other people have seen that in you, the connection of being down to earth and know like these big YouTubers that just want the money, you know.
Yeah, no, that's not. I've never been here for money at all.
Yeah.
That's never been the purpose of it. My friend Stephanie's here. Y'all
Hi,
probably
Stephanie.
on my Facebook and in my.
Stephanie.
I can't see comments, guys, unless I jump back.
She is still single, by the way.
Single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, me and her were talking the other day. I'm not putting any of her business out there, but literally everybody we know has been through some kind of a struggle in the last few years, and it's been really difficult to stay true to. I don't want to say stay true, but actually put the energy into doing magics, because you get beat down so much, you just kind of get, stuck. And you're like, what do you do? And you just gotta. Congratulations, Stephanie. I wasn't gonna put your business out there, sister, but she said she's sober 5 days now. I wasn't gonna put her business out there. I'm so proud of her.
Congratulations.
I'm proud of her. Yeah.
Yeah. And like with me too, when I first ran across Tequila, it's like, okay, I was doing stuff, but I wasn't really out there. And I would tell Lee, about her, and I'm like, she's down to earth. I'm like, you have to love her. She's honest. She puts, information out there. She doesn't hold anything back. She answers for, everybody.
Yep.
And I said, she's like the one person that I would mostly watch on YouTube. And then it's like getting a high off of her. You watch and you watch and you watch, and then she's not there for a few days, and then you're like, where's she at? And then she comes back, and you can't click on her videos fast enough to see what she's going to share. It's great.
It's like an addiction.
I pop out whenever I'm going through stuff, because I don't feel like I need to put that on YouTube whenever I'm dealing with stuff. I've dealt with depression my whole life. So whenever I have my moments and I need to take time for myself or my family, then I just, I leave, Again,
of course.
It's been a way for me to connect and learn and grow. And it's never been where I came on to make money. That's not what I came to for the beginning. I was looking for a community, And that's what I found.
Everything that you shared, though, everything you shared seemed to come to people as you needed it. Like with April with the shadow work and things, it was like one thing just fell into place. And it was as if you were a godsend just for me, the three of you. Sunshine with her upbeatness and things, I know she's went through a tough time in the last few years, Just you always together is like, because there was a few of you that had like a little community already going. At the time, I think you were streaming through was it Google
Google
something?
Hangouts, I think.
Yeah.
We did Google Hangouts for a while, and it was a lot of us got to meet up here, and a lot of us would go, and we would do, rituals together, but we also did a lot of spirit seeking together too. So there kind of seemed like there was a group of us, but we never like made ourselves where nobody else was allowed. It's just that we lived close enough to drive to each other, and we would hang out with each other, and then
Yeah.
we're able to go on trips together. So it made it, it was nice. And then people started
April. I remember the video I watched with April. You and your son had went out a running into the local countryside doing the dimension hopping. And April, I can't remember everything. It was a few years back, but April basically didn't like it.
No, April pulled us out. So we were driving and she fell asleep. So me and my son, we've always driven, and then we will hop dimensions. And we were out, and there was a big, like, kind of like a scarecrow kind of guy, but really tall, way taller than the car, next to the car. And it was pitch black. There wasn't a star. There wasn't a light. You couldn't see nothing. And April woke up and she looked around and she pulled us out. I still make fun of her to this day. She was like, I got kids at home. What if we couldn't get out? I'm like, first of all, we wouldn't go if we couldn't come back. And your kids are 21 and older. Don't start with me.
Funny.
But it was funny. She was like, hell no. And then boom, all of a sudden the street lights appeared. I'm like, April, you know how much work it took us to get where we were?
Probably way back in 1922 or something.
The overalls that was on the guy running next to the car were very old. Very old. So we didn't get to do much more than that because she was like, no.
It's funny. Yeah, April's a character. I love her to bits as well. I mean, I don't think she even realises how much she's loved in the community. I noticed that she's a bit comes and goes as well. So I would just like to say to Crescent Moon, if you're watching, you are also very loved. So it's Sunshine Dragon. Sunshine Morning Ray, sorry.
She's eating her Chinese food right now because I was talking to her before we came on. And she was like, all right, I got to go. My food's here. So she's eating. Sunshine called it an early night. As y'all know, she lost her husband a while back.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard day for her.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad because I completely forgot what today was for some people because I've never been one for this holiday. Like it's not my
either.
Jam. Like when my kids were little, we did stuff for the kids, but like for me, it's not.
Nah. I don't feel as if it's anything to celebrate, really. Somebody got obsessed with somebody, so sent them their heart. So
I've gotten away from the holidays myself.
Let's celebrate serial killers. Yeah, but there's loads of things. Even the ghost, we call it ghost hunting here in Scotland, or paranormal investigating, depending on how professional you want to make yourself sound that day. Ghost hunting to me is really just walking around a cemetery and seeing if you can connect to spirits. Paranormal investigating, I feel, is where you do the big setup in a location with the cameras and different things. So if that's the definition, I'm a ghost hunter, because I love to do what you guys do, which is walk around cemeteries and see if you can connect to spirit, Unfortunately, I cannot for the life of me see them or anything. I've tried, but I can now start to feel them around me, which is interesting. Do you see them, Tequila?
That's whenever it's good to have multiple people with you, because my son sees them like as if I'm looking at you. When I was pregnant with him, I could see them. But now if I see them, it's not in full figure, but I hear them and I can feel them. Obviously, when we go out with Sunshine, she is probably one of the best communicators with spirit that I've ever worked with or walked with. Like, she's really good. And pretty much how old this planet is, anywhere you go, there's going to be souls wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
There are some
they're everywhere.
Yeah, and there's some places that are more haunted than others. And then also there's sometimes where you're in a group of people, like if us three were out and we're somewhere and you two hear something but I don't, it doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that spirit doesn't want to communicate with me. They don't want to talk to you. They don't they don't jive with me in some way, shape, or form. And it's fun to go out with multiple people to see what either to confirm what we're all seeing or to see how we feel things differently. And it's nice. I enjoy going out with multiple people as much as I like going on my own.
Yeah. Doesn't your mom sees them too, doesn't she, or does she just feel them?
Oh, she sees them, she feels them, she knows when they're coming.
Okay,
She
so I was thinking.
She can freeze them in a box and make it
It's fascinating watching her. I watched her, the video you put up at the old house. There was an old house where there was a spirit upstairs that wouldn't come down or something. And your mum was doing things. That was fascinating. You need to watch some of your ghost hunting videos, guys, if you're still interested in the witchcraft stuff. It's really amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's great watching different people do it different ways.
Yeah.
Everybody share out each other's links too, because one thing about like me and Drew on our channels, we tell everybody share each other's links, click on each other's links, subscribe to
roll each other's
links,
bones.
That we're all a family. So yeah.
Exactly.
We call it roll each other's bones. Uncle Danny nicknamed it that.
And I watch a lot of people, even if I don't comment. I watch a lot of people, or I listen to a lot of people because I'll play them at work. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to or will come up in my feed that I watch, and like nobody knows that I'm there. It doesn't matter if I'm there, but I'm just saying I watch a lot of these people already who have channels.
I just love ghost hunting. I mean, I've always been one that loved to be scared. When I tell people my story way back, let's say, how did you get into this? It really was my mum telling us ghost stories when we were younger, I think. She used to always start a ghost story with, it was a dark and stormy night. 3 men sat by a fire. And it would give me the heebie-jeebies and I would love it. And she would always try to get us to our bed on a Friday or Saturday night so they could drink. And we would say, no until you tell us a ghost story, Mum. No until you tell us a ghost story. So I think that's what kind of piqued my interest. And then through the years, all the ghost hunting story programmes and things. And then I started watching YouTubers and I thought, we can do this too, you know. I just love doing it.
It's hard to always pick up the camera though, because you know there's times that you're going to, like today, for example, because I'm trying to start vlogging again to put up vlogs on my channel. And I was going around showing my lights, you know, because I have like these kind of lights up all over the house.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
And I got to an area where some of my dolls were, and my camera turned off.
Ooh.
And then I tried to push record again, it turned off. I pushed record again, and it turned off. And I finally gave up. I walked away, and my camera started recording by itself while I was walking away.
So the dolls don't want to be filmed yet.
There's one doll. And I went back to the door. I'm like, you just gotta let me know. You don't want to be on camera. You don't have to be on camera.
I know.
Like, if this is your doll, then for now, then this is what you're in.
Fascinating.
Then it'll be okay. And that was just today.
If anybody in the chat has not seen Lady Grave Dancer's videos, backtrack and look at the ones like that she's vlogging and she's showing her house. She has the most amazing house. I have one room dedicated to this. Her whole entire house is like
beautiful.
It's like Halloween. It's like Halloween.
But it's been
good.
That's also as well though. I mean, we've seen you have your little house. In fact, the first house you were in was the one you shared with your mum, I do believe, and then we've seen you get your own house, and then we've seen you buy your dream house. So it's really inspirational, honestly, to see, look, if you work hard, you can get these things, you know.
Yeah, and it took a lot of work and a lot of time, but we ended up where we are supposed to be. I've always wanted to be on the country because that's kind of like whenever my mom and my dad when they kind of lost us, because I mean, I've shared this before on YouTube. I grew up in a drug house. My mom and dad were drug addicts. But whenever I left to be with my grandma for a while, I lived in the country. And I always wanted to get back into the country because I would drive to the country most weekends just to get into the country. So now that we're able to live back in the country, I'm very content. It's a long drive to get to work, but it's worth it.
Yeah. And it's good to see your garden grow as well.
I could not live in a city at all. I could not do the city. I have to be out in the country where there's grass and forest and animals and bushes.
Your cities are cities.
Trees.
Our cities are towns compared to your cities. We were talking about sometimes it takes 2 and 3 days to get across one state to another, whereas it takes like only 10 hours, I think, to get across Scotland. So there's the difference in
Oh
size.
wow.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome
Welcome in,
in. We're not
guys.
ignoring you. We're just in awe that we have tequila on the
Yeah,
channel.
I'm just
I
having
did
to
put
calm
my
down. I need a
zombie baby
cigarette.
in here. Yeah. Lady Witch was asking if I put. I don't know why I don't got my glasses.
I'll
They're over
read your
there.
comments.
Did you get your zombie lady, that one?
Oh yeah,
Did you
he's
get your
on the
zombie
ceiling.
lady baby back on the ceiling in the new house? I thought it was
I
the
can't
cutest
comment,
thing.
guys. But
Yeah,
hi,
he's been on the
everybody.
ceiling since we moved in here, and during the holidays we put holiday hats on him and a holiday what do you call it, scarf. But he's hanging from the ceiling in the living room.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I mean,
Cool.
Halloween over here, we don't get half of the stuff you get in America. I mean, you're lucky if we get maybe a couple of pillows, maybe a couple of new cups and things. So to see all your Halloween hauls and things that you guys do is amazing. I love seeing all the Halloween hauls as well because we don't
It's
get half
funny
it.
because outside is
Yeah.
usually just like flat, which we're still working out here because we went through a drought, and then we've had 2 freezes since we've been here. So we've lost a lot of the newer plants because it's just been crazy the last couple of years. But it'll get where I want it to be. But
Hmm.
outside, my house is usually green with flowers and just really, really cozy and pretty. And then you walk in, and it's like walking into a Halloween store.
It must have broke your heart leaving your rosemary plant though
Yeah.
on the side of your house.
It broke my heart because we had sold the house while we were
Mhm.
still living there, and I couldn't dig up anything and take it with me because they owned it. And I went
Right.
back over to get a package from my old neighbor because something got delivered, and I just cried because I sit out in the park in the on the street and cried because those people had
Oh
dug
yeah,
out.
they took it out, right? Yeah.
They took him
Oh,
out, and
I
he was.
re-
I'm like, you
I
oh,
remember
guys
I
got the
remember
new
that.
like I asked
oh,
if I could have it, and they
oh.
said no, and you just dug it up anyway.
They could
That's
have called you and
mean.
that said to you, look, we're going to take it out. Do you want it?
Yeah, and I
Some
would have
people just do
really
things
rather,
like that
you
for
know.
craziness, isn't it? Some
Yeah,
people are mean.
Stephanie is just like I am when it comes to home decor. She likes to
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love it all. I'd love to have my full house Halloween, and I will get there. I will get there bit by bit, room by room. I will
Yeah.
not be unmotivated by it.
I mean, just think about. I mean, you've seen me on YouTube for how long? So
Oh,
at least
what?
4 years. It took
7
me.
years?
So it's been that long that it took me to collect the things and make the things
Mm-hmm.
that I have because
Yep.
we lived in an apartment my whole life. So there wasn't really a lot of room for anything. There wasn't money either,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Yeah.
through the years, I'm able to
Yeah.
financially. I'm able to do more now than I was 10, 15 years ago.
It really is amazing how you can connect to people. Much, not saying that everybody's the same, of course, but much like yourself on YouTube. I mean, there I'm in Scotland, Mystical Loving Light. Where are you in Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Tequila's in
Mhm.
Texas. It's amazing how you can share your story with people, but have a common denominator where you all just connect. I think that it's amazing. I just stick to YouTube because I feel that the people on YouTube are more genuine than any of the people on like Instagram, TikTok, and things. So I'll always be around on YouTube as well, I think, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
I can barely do YouTube with your help.
Doing great. No, I'm telling you, I've caught some of the lives, like and then I've gone back and watched some of them after they've been posted.
It's just good
Oh,
to tell.
Great.
It's just good to finally let you understand, Tequila, how much you do have an impact on people, especially when you go away and then you come back. Everybody that I speak to is always so elated. It's amazing. It's as if Santa Claus has came. You've seen him.
Yeah,
did y'all see today, or was it yesterday? My video I put on where I went to go get some cave dirt. Did y'all see
Hmm.
that video
I've
yet?
not watched it
I
yet.
saw it posted. I haven't watched it yet. Did you share like what you use cave dirt for? I've never had the opportunity, and I'm very
I
curious.
I pinned a comment. I pinned the
Okay.
comment on it and put on there, that I use it and consecrate it and everything. But oh my
I'll go
God,
back and watch.
yeah, because when I was watching it, you can't see. I mean, Lee didn't get out of the vehicle. He stayed way at a distance. But he's got his phone zoomed in. But I was like way out there. But you know, like when you walk through brush and stuff, how things will cling to you. Well,
Yeah.
it was weird because every step that I took, the snag my clothes or my pants or nothing, they would just like wrap around my shoe. And it's like I would like try to like walk real slow, and I would finally get it off, and you know, you could see them burrs and stuff around, but it would only, and both of my feet, and like I would take the next step and I could feel it, it would like just wrap around my shoe, and I would walk like,
Was it trying
You
to
were meant
stop?
to
like the
be there.
closer I got, like, hang on. And I was
You were meant
like,
to be there
dang, did
then.
something want me to go over there? And
Yeah,
then when I got closer to it, my heart, and I don't get scared doing any investigations. I don't get scared seeing spirits and all of that stuff. The closer I got, I could feel my adrenaline just like my blood
Wow.
was just like pumping. And it was like, why am I feeling like this? I'm like, what is in this cave that I am feeling this? So
It'll be
I even
good for
got real
bubbling
close
people.
and leaned and got the flashlight because I didn't want anything to jump out. You know, I'm like, well, why am I feeling like this? But it's like you see the wall. You can't see it in the video, but the way the wall inside the cave, the way the wall comes down, where the ground is like this, there's space in between. Like a person or anybody could just fall way
Maybe
straight
there is something
down.
down there.
And then where I shine if you look real close where I shine the flashlight in, there's like rocks and stuff built up, but then on top of the rocks there's a hole, and it's just like when I shined it was just like a vast darkness. You know, where you could tell that it just went
It's
straight
maybe one of the
in.
caves that people go into and they're stuck in there.
But I'm like, if anybody fell down in there, they wouldn't be coming back up. I was
Exactly.
like,
Their spirit
so I
would.
didn't even film. I didn't even film inside because I was like putting everything down, and then I was just trying to get it inside real quick, and then come back outside, and then sat it there, and then turned the thing back on because I kept like watching I kept thinking something was. Well, it didn't help the other day either that Lee had on TV because I don't watch TV, but when he's here, he had the TV on, and it was like 5 or 6 like the ladies that go in and investigate caves, and then there was
Right.
like creatures in there eating them. Well, that didn't help any that I seen that whole way back in there, because that's like it brought that to my
Skinwalker jump out
mind,
in
and I
you.
was like, yeah, and I was like, I hope there's no bears in here. I hope there's not like wolves or skinwalker, because it already scared me the way those vines were just grabbing around my
Yeah.
shoes.
I know,
That
it's
was
weird,
like
isn't it?
we
weird.
definitely have
Okay,
something
well,
to
actually, Tequila, we're here to listen to your stories, not mine. So, what do you want to talk about, Tequila?
we're here to just discuss like
I
stuff
was
together.
interested to know what the strangest
Well,
thing
we
you've
can
seen
do that
is.
too.
I was interested to see what the strangest thing you've seen is, because I know you do go ghost hunting, spirit seeking. So, what's the strangest thing you've seen, Tequila? Or felt?
Well, that's a hard one because it can all be considered a little strange. I know there was one
She
time
does a lot of grave.
I was out with Stephanie, and she was on, and I'm putting this out there, Stephanie. She was on her monthly situation.
We all do it.
Yeah, and we went to this particular place where you would go to do work, maybe not so nice type of work,
Mm.
and we weren't going for that purpose. We were just trying to get out because we like to go and feel energies. Like we'll just go hang out in a cemetery. We'll go somewhere we know it's haunted, just to feel the energies. And we were walking, and she actually was getting pulled. In this place, I've taken Sunshine to, I've taken April to, I've taken another friend named Stephanie to. I've taken multiple people there that have come to visit, and this being in this wooded area, it was only about a block long, and it couldn't get out of the trees. Something had it trapped in there. But
Wow.
every person I ever took there, it would try to pull them into the trees by calling them by their childhood nickname that I didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
they would kind of freak out a little bit. And so that, to me, that's something, because I don't really feel like that was just like a spirit. I feel like that was some more, that was more, I don't
See,
like,
Uncle Danny, I call him Uncle Danny. His name's Chasing Bones Inspector, Danny White Wolf. He knows about different things like that. So it's interesting for you to say that, because maybe he can let us know what that is if you're in the chat, Uncle Danny.
I'm
I
sorry.
haven't seen him.
Do you
Stephanie
know
is talking about limestone. That is on you, my friend. That's on you. I told you if you took the limestone in your house, stuff was gonna happen.
Oh, I
So
need to
don't
go to
blame
chat.
me for taking those rocks into your house.
Was it at some place you were doing an investigation at? And you got the rocks?
No, she picked up some limestone, and I told her, I said, if you, because limestone is a conductor to,
Christine!
but she already has a huge connection. Like, it doesn't take a lot for her at all,
Okay.
Oh,
you
okay.
know. And sometimes she will see beings, spirits, and not even realize that they're not living because she sees them so vividly. It's like a person,
Oh,
like an
Oh,
actual living person sitting there. So her taking limestone home just amplified what
drew
she
them in.
was doing. Yeah. But that area has been actually torn down now, and it's over where I used to live. They've actually tore that whole thing down because there was a lot of stuff going on out there. There was a lot of
Hmm.
rapes going out there. There was a few murders out there.
dang.
Yeah, no,
Is that where the man jumped into your car? I remember you doing a video not so long ago where there was a man jumped into your car and you had to take him back. He's not a man, he was a spirit, obviously.
yeah,
But he's
Oh,
had to
yeah,
take
she
him back.
hitchhiker.
yeah. The
Mhm.
hitchhikers happen quite often. Yeah, we get that quite a bit. Me and my son get hitchhikers quite a bit.
Because they know you'll take them around the countryside and back home.
Can you talk? You know, and a lot of times children will come to my oldest son, you know, because he's always been able to communicate. And it's funny because in life, children are always really drawn to my son as well. Like,
Right.
yeah, so he gets
Interesting.
in both worlds where they're just on him. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we,
because he's got gifts as well, isn't he? Is that the one that actually sees the spirits? Uh-huh.
yes, my
Yeah,
oldest,
right. Makes sense then, doesn't it?
yes.
So is it usually you and him that goes the
Moon
ghost
Fairy
hunting then?
Creations is in.
Hey, Moon
Or does the
Fairy.
full family like to go? Welcome everybody.
I was just texting with her a little bit ago. Yeah, no, me and him are usually the ones that go out the most, because me and him will supposed to go to a store. Like, if we're supposed to go into like Walmart or something, and if it's just me and him, we're gonna end up on the other side of the town, going down all little bitty roads, just going everywhere looking for stuff and looking for abandoned places. You can't
Oh,
leave.
you would love Scotland. You have to come to
Oh,
Scotland.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I would. We can't be
Yeah,
left unattended
definitely.
though, because we get lost. We're just gone.
Yeah, I always have to say no hitchhikers allowed after my investigations. Nobody's allowed to get in my vehicle. Of course, Lee always says, because he stays in the van, okay, because he won't get out. You know, like, you know, our husbands, they don't want to get out. Okay. So he always, he said on one of them, if I see y'all running this way, something's after you, I'm locking the doors. I said, you better not.
That's not gonna stop anything.
I said, you'll leave us out there. The other spirits will just go right through the whole vehicle.
No,
Well, my partner will come and hold the light, but he said that if he sees anything, he's dropping the light and running. So what chance have I got?
when we're actually out spirit seeking or actually doing that, we have a whole thing we do before we get to our car and into our car to make sure nothing comes with us. But
Yeah.
when you're just driving and your guard is down, I mean, we have our things on our cars, but you know, you can't
I've got
keep
my
it
little,
all the time.
I
And when you're
yeah,
driving,
What was
my
it?
little ghost hunting. Just my little ghost hunting thing. I've got the
Oh.
sage in it, pile of wood. I showed you the other night, salt and things. But see, that's where a lot of the bigger YouTubers and things go wrong as well. They don't share that. They make everybody think that they go out ghost hunting, don't do any protection and things, and that's dangerous to. Oh,
yeah,
the wee doggies say
it very
and
much
that's
is.
dangerous.
And a lot
Yeah.
of times, whenever we're in, when we know a certain place we're going to, we will, when we get out of the car, we will put a salt ring around our car just to go. I mean, we were, I don't know how many of y'all know Bex, Black Bex Witchery. She's a good friend of mine, Bex.
Right, I know Bex. I've seen her
Right.
in the community.
But I've been with her before, and when we got back to the car, even through the salt circle, there was scratches, and we still have that vehicle. There's scratches on the tint of the window.
Oh, definitely. I mean, a lot of people think as well, if you say, don't follow us home, that protects you. That doesn't protect you. You hope it protects you, but it doesn't protect you. I mean, you need to do a lot more than that, especially if you are going to places there's darker energies,
Yeah, I have a prayer I
can't see
say.
comments.
Stephanie said I got kicked off the internet. What did I miss?
We're just talking. We're yakking about a little bit of everything.
Oh, Liam's here. You want to say hello?
Oh, hey, who is it, William?
Oh, it's Liam.
William,
Yeah.
hey.
Liam's got
How's
to
it
always say
going?
hello.
Yeah, can't hear.
He's just turned 15.
Wow.
Go to your bed. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, 15.
They grow up
Wait
so
for
fast.
yoga. Oh, terrible,
Yep.
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 Bye, son.
So what else has happened to you? I remember watching the video where you got out and at the, was it like up on an incline or something, and then there was the kid's handprints on the back?
Oh, that's when we went to go see Sunshine Morning Ray in San Antonio. And there's this story, like this type of haunting is in a lot of different places all over the world, I think, where a bus of kids have died on the railroad tracks, and will push the car out of harm's way. So we wanted to see how accurate it was there. Now, there is actually newspapers from when that happened. I think it was in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. We had put it in the video. But we just wanted to see if it was legit, and it was definitely legit. The thing is that they definitely pick and choose who they want to push. They pushed our car 3 or 4 times. There was some other people there who were actually intoxicated and laughing and joking and throwing baby powder everywhere, trying to get like the fingerprints. And they were actually getting mad because their car wasn't being pushed, even though Sunshine was trying to talk to them and tell them what to do. And so they weren't listening, and they were getting mad. And I'm like, but they're not going to push you. So when we were done, I left some candy and was like, thank you so much for helping us get over the railroad tracks. And I'm so sorry for how these people were out here acting, because they were just idiots. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm like, y'all need to go home and sober up, because
that's why a lot of places will let people in that's drinking, because they don't really realise that they can also get attachments and things when they're in that state of mind. It's dangerous to be drinking things on an investigation.
And because we didn't put baby powder on our car was dirty because we had just drove 12 hours, because we were stopping at abandoned places on our way to Sunshine's house. Sunshine's house is only like 4 hours from me, but we were stopping at a lot of places. And when we got there, the car was dirty, and there was prints on the top window of the car, because it's an SUV, so it has a window on the back. And then there was smaller handprints in the middle, and then there was little tiny fingerprints on the bottom of the bumper.
Oh.
The video, we put all the pictures up in the video and everything. And they pushed our car several times, and it was just
It's funny how these myths and legends follow around. It's the same as the crybaby bridges. There's loads of crybaby bridges in America. Not so many in Britain, I don't think. But there's loads in America. Do you think that there's actually every bridge is haunted like that, or do you think it's just like stigma because a bridge much similar to ones that are haunted?
See, my thing is that, again, we go back to how old the land is. There isn't an area of this land that someone hasn't died on. There hasn't been some kind of a tragedy on. And I think that everywhere you go, there's going to be spirits, but they only want to communicate who they want to communicate with. Right. And then obviously there's some places where horrific things have happened, or someone was very attached to the area, and the haunting is obviously more amplified. They've been there a while, their energy's stronger for whatever reason. I think you can go anywhere and find a haunting. So a lot of those places probably are. And only, some people, maybe they're being annoying, like they're drunk and the spirits are trying to scare them so they can go away because they don't want to be bothered.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. I mean, I think a lot of it's like old castles. I say it every time. When you're walking up to some of the castles, you feel fine. A lot of the castles, you feel like you're walking to your doom. And I do believe that's because way back when people would get punished up at the castle. So sometimes you pick up in that energy. And I feel that a lot of the crybaby bridges are the same. It's because all the young girls who couldn't keep their babies and things because of what one thing or another, uh, did feel that energy walking up to these places, knowing that they were going to either kill themselves or kill their babies or something. So I do feel that some of us investigators and sensitives feel that energy when we're walking up to these locations. I've seen it time and time again with castles, bridges, different things. So I was just curious to see if you had the same opinion. Any of the two of you, that is that energy, these young girls that had no choice, you know?
There are places like that. I've been in places where I would hear their crying so much that the crying would come through me and I would start weeping. And it wasn't even me, my tears, but they were trying to be where they're getting it through, you know? And that one place that my mom was with us, well, the last video that we posted with my mom, and that place we went to, there was a woman coming through and she was trying to get me to cry too. But I had my little cousins with us too that day, and they hadn't really done any kind of spirit seeking like to that extreme. So I was having a really hard time keeping my composure not to freak them out. And
Right.
that day I decided that I'm going to have to go to the place before I take my little cousin so that I know where I'm taking and ease them into.
Right,
The situation was going to be that intense. No, honestly. We didn't
Because it's
think
hard to tell what's going to be there, but I feel the same as you. I feel spirit knows your energy. A lot of these spirits know you're coming before you even go there. So, of course, they're going to pick the people that's much like them, you know? It's as in life, you pick your friends because you've got something in common with them. So the spirits are probably the same, you know?
And I have a really big issue with one of the well, there's a few issues I have with several of the people that are famous on TV that do hauntings and stuff. There's one in particular that I don't even watch or anything because he likes to go, and when spirits don't talk to him, he gets aggressive with them. And he
That's
starts
bad.
talking yes to them, like, "Oh, are you too scared to talk to me, or what? You know, you do this for." I'm like, "Why are you there? Would you do that if that person was standing there alive right now? Why are you
I
at?"
know,
I
I
hate that
know.
so much, like the disrespect.
I know they wouldn't like it if somebody went into their living rooms or their restrooms or whatever and started shouting at them, you know. So why would spirit react like that? It's
Exactly.
so naive for them to think that anybody would react to when they're being treated like that, you know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's all
Living,
for views. That's what it is. It's for views with a lot of them.
Yeah.
yeah. Living History Mystery says here in Michigan, the Midwest and across the eastern part of the country has many graves where kids are at who suffer smallpox or the Spanish flu epidemic. Been to a few of those libraries. That's another good channel to watch, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to him yet, subscribe to him. Subscribe to
Yeah, it's a good
everybody's
channel.
channels. Hit the like if you haven't hit the like yet. Subscribe. Subscribe to all our channels.
Roll them bones, as Uncle Danny says. Yeah, I mean, I love those different locations. The best place I've ever been, I think, is castles. I advise everybody, if they get a chance, even if it's not Scotland, to try and get to a castle. Castles have got weird energies. It's crazy. Or even if you're going somewhere that you know there's a castle abroad, try and go to it because there's crazy energies in castles.
I would love to do an investigation in a castle.
It's just got a different energy. Cemeteries and things mostly are the same, but when you walk onto a castle, grounds. It's just different. I don't know why. What makes it different? You know, it just is. But
Yeah.
cemeteries, I love. I love walking around a cemetery,
Yeah.
especially Greyfriars and things, the old ones, and seeing all the different headstones and things. It's amazing to go back. Some of them are from the 16th century, and they're still standing. It amazes me that they're still there.
I always
Well,
took my kids to cemeteries and graveyards as children, and to show them respect, because you see so much disrespect at the cemeteries and graveyards. And all in earlier videos you've probably seen it, but we would take flowers and we would put flowers on places you knew they hadn't been visited because they've been there since the 1800s.
I know.
my little ones would take little toys or, on like a holiday like this, a box of chocolates and individually put chocolates out. I think I have a video up where they're putting cupcakes out.
See, that's amazing, isn't it? I would love to think that in 200 years' time, if I do get buried, I want cremated, that somebody would take the time out to just do that little bit of kindness, I would love to think that. Well, who knows where the world will be in that time, though? 200 years from now. But also, as well, I mean, if you think about it, different traditions throughout different countries and things makes it that what's right in one country is wrong in another. So there's no right and wrong way to bury anybody, So a lot of the people that don't want buried or don't want cremated, it's just personal choice.
Yeah. I want to be cremated because I don't want my kids to feel like they have to come back and visit me if they want to live on the other side of the world,
See, we were talking about, remember, Drew, we were talking about that just the other day.
Yeah.
That very thing.
You can split me up between them.
Yeah. Now, Tequila, the one video that you had on, I was so worried for you. I forget who all you were with. You were with several people. The one where the dogs started like barking and barking and barking at a distance, and you could hear it coming closer.
Oh,
So my property backs up to another property that's just for horses, and that backs up to a graveyard. And that's where we were at. It was just right over there. And our fence line, you can go outside at almost any time. And that corner of our fence line that's that way is always just so busy.
I was like, I wonder if that's regular dogs or hellhounds.
I don't think it'll be hellhounds.
Because there are dogs out here, and there's also coyotes and wolves and things like that.
Yeah, we have those in the backyard.
That night it was different, and because they were kind of on the see-through side from what I was looking at, because I don't always see things as a solid.
Yeah.
And the way that they were, and then the gate on this, we closed the gate back on the graveyard, and then one of them was inside. So I don't feel like those were actually dogs that are going home for doggy treats.
No,
yeah, because I got a weird feeling about that. I was like, oh Lord, don't let them dogs get them. Don't let them dogs, because it's like the closer y'all got to the gate, like where you were even fixing to leave, they were getting louder and getting closer, and I was like, they're not even gonna make it to their vehicle.
Yeah, and we caught a woman singing on that video. That was Sunshine. She started singing this song, and it was a Christian song, and Sunshine has never been Christian, not ever even a drop.
I remember the video.
Yeah, and she was singing a song that she had never heard before, and we actually caught the woman's voice as well singing with Sunshine on that day. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing. I love ghost hunting, I honestly do. I love the fact that you just go to all these different locations where either somebody's passed away and just seeing if you can feel that energy. I love it.
The thing is, we go to that graveyard often. I went many times before, but there was also a male energy that was off that night, and I felt like the dogs that were there that night were probably telling us it's time for you to go. That we didn't need to be there that night, because there's a few beings, I say beings, that I work with that work with dogs, like Hecate, and then I have another spirit that I work with that also works with dogs, and they'll send them sometimes to warn me when I'm not listening. What we're finding, and then I'm not paying attention to what I need to be paying attention to.
And see, that's what I kind of felt. They're trying to get them out of there. They don't want them in there.
See, a lot of people forget that, though, especially the bigger YouTubers and things. They forget that some of these times that you're told to get out, move, go, it's your guides that's telling you to go because there is something bad there,
Yeah.
And half the time these people think that the person that's warning you is the bad spirit, where it's not. It gets
we had very busy that night. We stayed out for several hours, and we went to a few cemeteries that night. And we didn't pick up the camera every time because we were just having such a good time. But it was a very active night that night. We had a very good night.
Yeah, I love ghost hunting, honestly, I do. I mean, I think that is why, see, I started off wanting to ghost hunt, and then it just kind of spiraled into something. But we also wondered as well, where I stay right now, the witch trials in Scotland around me, there was rumours that where I stay now was where they burned the witches. So we also wondered if the theory, if maybe the witch's energy was around roaming around this area, and maybe somehow she connected to me and she was helping to guide me as well. That's why I went down the road of witchcraft, I wonder if that's maybe a possibility. Because when we were kids, we always heard somebody run up the stairs and slam the door. And my mum and dad and everybody always said that there was rumours of a young girl getting chased and having to go into their house and slam the door, and they found her and they killed her and hung her as a witch. So I always wonder if maybe that energy somehow connected to me as a lost soul at that point in time and decided to guide me, I wonder about things like that.
Christine says, where are you investigating soon, Drew?
Oh, we are going back to the abandoned mansion in a couple of weeks, as long as the weather keeps getting good.
God, I hate the cold. I'm not going out investigating in the cold. I'll be like,
I know, it's slowly getting better. Slowly. Yeah.
It's too cold here. God almighty. It was 27 degrees this morning, and then it got up to like 60. I think it's supposed to freeze again in the morning, and it's like, you can't even dress properly for it. I don't want to be caught out there somewhere in the cold.
Well, I'm going through the change of life right now, so I'm sweating, I'm cold, it's ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
You are way too young for that right now, Drew.
I'm 51, come on. Well, I'll be 51 in May. Not quite there yet.
Still a baby.
It's just brilliant. I just love doing what we do. I love connecting to people. This is why we like to start the live streams and things, so we could start connecting to people around the world and see what's around your areas. I've got this vision, right, that I want to do. I want everybody to go, like, say Rochelle went live in her cemetery. You go live in your cemetery. I go live in my cemetery. And see if the spirits would all kind of talk. And I'd love to do a crazy experiment like that,
That would be a good experiment.
Turn the spirit box on, see if we can get them all talking.
Yeah. How would we know which if it was ours talking in our area or if it's yours talking in our area?
Because my spirits are Scottish. Well, yours too is would maybe struggle.
Do yours talk to you in your accent?
Of course they do. Have you never heard the necrophonic? It comes through sometimes, especially the PSB7. The PSB7, you hear the Scottish accent.
I don't think anybody has a Scottish accent as much as you, because I really got to concentrate on your words.
I know, I have to stop talking slang.
I absolutely love the accent.
I'll try and talk really slow and polite, okay? Like I have to do at my job. When I'm working on the call centre, I have to really think about my words before I talk.
It's the accent, not the speed.
I know. Well, some people it is, because some people say if you talk a little bit slower, Drew, I'll understand you. So now I just try and think about my word before I speak.
People used to tell me slow down because that came from like the Hispanic part of the side of me. The Aztec part, the Mexican part, where I used to talk really fast. But here in Tennessee, I don't talk that fast because I got told too many times, you need to slow down.
I always say it's because nobody ever let me speak. And then I always say, nobody ever let me speak. I was always just somebody to do what everybody told me to do. And then I found my voice a couple of years ago and I've never shut up since.
And don't. Keep doing
it. Yeah, Leo always says,
I won't be silenced.
Stephanie,
even in my sleep,
share your link to your TikTok in the comments.
Put your links up, guys. I'll get it after the stream, guys, because I can't see the comments unless I jump back and forward. And I'm on my phone and I've not got glasses.
I think Stephanie's talking and in there she needs to share her TikTok in there because she goes on and she plays the guitar from time to time, and this woman made homemade bread, homemade butter, and let me tell you, her in a drum circle, that's
nice. Yeah. See, I've always wanted to do something. I've not had the pleasure of doing anything like that yet, physically meeting another witch. I've always just bought my stuff online I've bought sub boxes and things with Freya's Cauldron for the past 6 years, but I've never actually physically met another witch yet, except for the one that attacked me up Lover's Lane, the spirit, but that's a different story.
That was the very
So
first
that'll be
video I watched
interesting.
of her.
Mm-hmm.
The
So it'll be
very first
interesting to see.
video.
Oh,
And I was telling myself, Drew, she's going to get after you, Drew.
and she did. I went back and apologised. I hope she's forgave me. I will go back at some point in time and see if she has forgave me.
And a lot of
I'll
times,
get myself out of trouble.
a lot of times they're like they were in life, and if you apologize sincerely, then you will probably be just fine.
Yeah, I think she'll be okay. I did feel bad because I didn't even think about it being another witch's territory whatsoever. I just went there to talk to the spirits, and next thing I knew, I was getting attacked, and people were watching back the live, and I asked Uncle Danny what happened, what attacked me, and he says it was another witch where you just so happened to be on her territory and she didn't like it.
Okay.
So I went back and I apologised, and I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here. I took her a little moulded down piece of candle from my altar that I put into a love heart. I took her back a bit of rose quartz, some wild flowers that I picked on the way down, and I just gave her them and apologised. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here. I hope you forgive me and I hope you let me ghost hunt here in the future. So it'll be interesting to see if she lets me when I go back,
I've had at the cemetery, the huge cemetery that I've been going to since I was a little girl. There's an area there where there's this older gentleman that doesn't let me go in this whole area, and I haven't been in this whole area since I don't know, I was 17 or 18 years old because he threw me out of it. All the rest of the cemetery, I'm there, but that one area I don't go in. I've taken Sunshine Morning Ray. She's been kicked out of that area. I've taken other people that been kicked out. A couple of weeks ago, I took my mom because we were having lunch on that side of town, and I took her. And don't you know, he let us walk all up in that area with my mama there.
Wow.
He walks over there. I said, Mom, I can't go over there.
Mama got the shizzle,
No,
you're the spirits lover.
Yeah. And she was like, you'll be okay. And we walked, and I'm like, I haven't been on this side of the cemetery in years because he doesn't let me. Even when I get to this one spot, he comes at me, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to go over there. But with Mom, we walked that whole thing, and I'm like, this is so amazing because I haven't been here in this part for years.
Wow. It'll be interesting to see if you go back yourself, if you're allowed, when your mum's not there, isn't it?
Because we knew his name, just his first name, but I was never able to go in there to find his tombstone. I didn't tell my mom that name. I never told my mom the story of it. Me and my mom, we're okay, but we're not like,
Right.
So she never heard the story, and she took me right over to his tombstone and showed me. And I'm like, how did you know his name? She's like, you're okay. He said you could be here with me.
That's cool.
I love all those stories, honestly. That's what keeps me ghost hunting. I love it. I love all these stories like that.
But I'm curious, like you said, if I'm going to be able to go in there by myself, because I'm over there, because I don't work over that side of town anymore. So I'm only there maybe twice a month now. But I'm curious next time I go without my mom, if I'm going to be allowed over in that area.
Yeah, to see if he's maybe got a different respect for you now. Interesting.
Or just for my mom.
Or maybe he's got a crush on your mom.
Maybe.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
So
we usually have questions. We're just a bit. We planned this out to talk to you. Didn't even think about questions, didn't we? Not we just.
No, we weren't going to do. We actually wasn't going to do the questions today. It was just the storytelling thing.
Yeah.
And I thought we were just going to start talk and share experiences.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to come on the channel at any time, we have like in the playlist, we have like 2 different ones. One that we ask questions like, when did you start your path and things like that. If you go on the playlist, you can see like a couple of. Drew interviewed me, and I interviewed Drew interviewed me. I interviewed her. And we interviewed October.
October.
Yeah, and then Danny. We had Danny. No, Yeah, we had Danny come on and tell stories also. So either one of you want to come on, we'll be happy to have you on. I think
Yeah,
we're
come up.
the Angel Doll Gypsy. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but she's probably in here watching. But anyway, we'll have her on too and asking her questions about her path and stuff. So I got to get
Brilliant.
that set up. So
Sure.
Tequila, did you say Crescent Moon said she would come up? Is that what
Yeah,
you
she
said?
said.
Or
Yeah, she said.
okay,
I asked her today, and she said she would. So you just got to get in touch with her, I guess.
okay,
Definitely. We'll definitely get
alrighty.
you up in my channel as well. I don't mind staying up
Mhm.
this late. It's not a problem.
Yeah, so
Not a problem.
everybody, because on Thursdays we're on Drew's channel, so and Drew's always welcoming everybody to come in on her channel too. She's
Come
like,
up.
anybody want to come up? Anybody want to come up?
Yeah, definitely. I love it when everybody's up and we're sharing their experiences, and
Oh
it's like a group of girls or a group. That is why when we do the coven meetings, we take it offline. We usually let all the girls get in, and then we take it right offline, just so everybody can be themselves. I
yeah.
don't think there's anything better than having a full screen of people that's got common interest, and we can all just sit there and give our opinions and chit chat. That's why I love your guys' show. You've got it nailed.
So Christine says we'll come up anytime you want. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, I
Where,
don't mind staying up late, get everybody up for an
where are you
interview at some
going?
point. Mhm.
Where is she going?
Who, Christine?
Where's who going?
I will come up anytime you want.
Oh, talking about on the channel. She
On the
will come
channel,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, anytime on the live on the channel. I've Drew has the Drew Abandoned
Yeah, I've changed it for
Paranormal.
Drew's
Yeah,
Paranormal to Drew's
paranormal vlog.
Abandoned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and on my channel too, almost in every almost in every video, I have my email in it. So just hit me up on an email, put something in the subject bar because I get a lot of YouTube stuff on there, and a lot of times I just click off on them. So put something in in the subject saying you want to come up,
In the
and then
comment section.
that way I can message you back, and then we can set everything up. So
Definitely, I don't
Stephanie
mind.
wants to come on. My friend Stephanie Ojeda. She says she wants to come on.
okay,
Brilliant. You can
she?
all welcome.
Yeah,
Okay, where's she at?
she's right. She's right there. She was trying to figure out how to put the link for her TikTok.
Right. Oh, she's not blue. You need to make her blue.
But she couldn't figure out.
Okay, hold on.
You need to moderate her.
Let me get on YouTube. Hold on.
Oh, look, somebody else found. I don't think Stephanie has a YouTube channel.
Oh, well,
That's,
then it won't do no good to make her blue.
she might. I don't know. I watch her TikTok. I know.
Yeah, she's got a YouTube channel she's commenting from.
That's true. There you go.
Okay, so you
You
can
think now
comment, see if
can
you're blue.
if you're blue, you can just click on each other's names and it takes you straight to their channel.
Yeah, and then that way you don't lose. That way you don't lose this channel because it stays on there. And then once you get off theirs, you're right back to this one here.
Yeah, I would definitely like to start getting it. I mean, we could even maybe come up a couple of times with everybody talk about ghost hunting or witchcraft.
She doesn't post on her YouTube. She posts on her TikTok. I tried to get her.
A lot of people do that just to use it to comment, isn't it? That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's an account, you can stream from it.
Yeah.
It's only if it's a new account. You can't. I think you need to wait 24 hours or something before you can stream from it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get her to make YouTube videos because she can make longer videos on YouTube. So y'all should harass her.
Oh yeah, that 10-minute video mark would kill me. I talk too much.
Okay, so Stephanie is blue now, so anybody can just click on hers. And then I'll
get you all after the stream, guys.
Savannah Ghost Research. Put comment and put hi or something, and let's see if you're blue.
Yeah, I've got an interesting story with Mr. Mackenzie. Do you all know who Mr. George Mackenzie is from Greyfriars in Scotland?
Blue.
So I'll share that with you quickly while you're sharing links, okay? To let you understand, there's an entity. There's a man called George Mackenzie. He was one of the, let's say, it's called Bloody Mackenzie because he killed a lot of the people away back in the day that didn't agree with his religion of the king. Okay, so he's now buried in Greyfriars Kirkland, sorry, in Edinburgh, where he lives. He is now in death among the people that he killed. His tomb stands on the site where everybody underneath him he killed. He got his men to kill them. So basically, what happened was, guys, I went to Greyfriars, a ghost hunt, and started to
Mary
talk to
Jane
Mr.
and Blue.
Mackenzie. Everybody share your links, guys. And I went there
I'm
to talk
clicking
to
on
Mr. Mackenzie, and I did talk to Mr. Mackenzie. Little did I know, I did talk to him. So ever since then, he's kind of followed me around, and he's took to kind of protecting me because I was nice to him. So through time, guys, you'll get to know all that story and things that's on my channel as well. But that's an interesting story how Mr. Mackenzie follows me around. You'll hear him in the ghost box, the
You talk to
PSP7 especially.
you talk to him a lot, don't you? On your
Yeah,
on
he
when you're
follows me to different streams. He's been in
yeah. I noticed
Danny's
that.
Chasing Bones Inspector streaming things, saying Drew, Greyfriars, things like that. So that's interesting. I'd love to get further people's opinion on what they think. That is. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's not bad to me though. I mean, everybody says that he's a bad spirit, that he is the black entity, he Greyfriars. But he told me that he's not the black entity, Greyfriars. He said in one of my sessions that the black entity, Greyfriars, is something not of this world. So that's all interesting. I'd love to get people's opinion on that. Maybe do a live on it one night. So it's crazy, honestly. But different things like that I love ghost hunting for. Greyfriars is my favourite. And then I would say Necropolis in Glasgow.
I think
You
I
get
put
any
everybody a moderator. I think I
favourites?
got them on there. Okay, go
Where's
ahead.
your favourite place, Mystical?
Okay, I was doing the moderator thing, so I missed what you said. Where's my favorite place?
I
What?
was just blaring about my favourite place, which was Greyfriars.
Oh, to do investigations?
Yeah.
Actually, there's some places. I'm kind of very limited right around this area because it's not that big of an area, but because I'm in East Tennessee, but
Right.
um, there's some places around. I think like Nashville and up through there that there's a lot of places.
Right.
There's another lady she does investigations. Just trying to think of her name. I could give her a shout out. I want to say Expeditions something. I can't remember right off bat, but she invited me to go sometime, with her on her. So I probably end up this summer. I'll probably take her up on it. Not take my team with me because they have kids and stuff like that. They'd have to be back at a certain time or where it's not so late. Well, it takes like probably 3 hours just to get there to begin with. And then by the time we did the
Wow.
investigation and get back, it would be too long for the team. But I
Edinburgh's
had,
an hour
Lee
away
would,
from me.
yeah, Lee would take me, and then that way I could do, some investigations with them over there. There's a whole lot of places to go over there. I'm very limited around here. So,
It's much like West Mexico where I stay. There's only the cemetery in Burwood and things. What
yeah.
about you, Tequila? Where's your favourite place?
probably the cemetery that I told you about with my mom because I've been going there since I was a little girl, and there's always
Right.
something new.
Mhm.
But me and Sunshine Morning Way, we had an experience in Salem that was
Right.
we kind of got a lot of bad feedback on, but the so-called cemetery where supposedly the witches were buried had
Right.
absolutely no energy there at all.
Wow.
Like
So they're not there then.
there just was nothing. And we had went to a pub later that evening after one of the balls that we went to, and the locals told us that they weren't actually buried there. That
Wow.
and we stayed in a place in a city called Danvers. That's where we stayed at because the hotels were cheaper, and we just drove to Salem.
Right.
And the city, before we even talked to them, that city, you feel the city when you get to it. like you feel it, like it's just really, it's full of energy.
Yeah, because I remember you said in your video that Salem wasn't as haunted as you thought, that it was the
No,
outskirt towns. I think I
it's the
remember you saying
outskirts.
that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went, I was actually disappointed with how like commercial it was and stuff like that. But then when we went another time, yeah, we weren't finding all the things that people say they find in Salem, but we did connect with a lot of witches there. So the
Right.
you got a lot of witches in one place, so that's pretty cool. It's very commercial, but
Hmm.
also if you're there for a while, take the time to go to the cities around.
Yeah. I'd love to go to the Kabat. Is it Kabat you call her? Kabot or something, her name. I'd love to visit her witchy shop just because she's the famous witch, isn't she?
Oh,
Can't even
Morgan
remember her
County.
name. That's it. I'd love to visit there just to say I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few places out there that we had bought a book and she signed it, and Christian Pinsack was there too, and
Wow.
his energy was so amazing. Like I can't even tell you. We were after all that, we were sitting on a side street eating a hot dog because the place was just packed. It's very commercial, and we were
Hmm.
sitting there, and all of a sudden, me and Trina were like, What is that? Like, there's thousands of people everywhere." And we're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Do you feel that? Like, I feel this. Like, where is it coming from?" And
Wow.
we both looked over, and he was walking down the street. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
"Damn, could you imagine?"
Goosebumps.
Yeah, like his energy was just really good. It was a really nice.
Wow.
You want to be in
Wow.
his presence.
Hmm.
It was really nice.
So
Yeah.
Haunted Expeditions was the name. I'll give her a shout out. Haunted Expeditions. She
I
she's the
need to
one that
check her
invited
out.
me to go, to go with her. So she went to one that not too long ago. Well, I don't know how long ago it was. When I watched it, it wasn't too long ago for me watching it. But she was in a graveyard, and they had gone back several times. And it's always best to go back to the same place several times. The spirits get used to you and trust you and feel comfortable, want to speak and stuff. And she had a whole lot of things going on over there. And one of the guys felt like through a, I don't know if it was a grave or what, that the ground gave, and he sunk in. He
Wow.
was like, oh, shoot.
I've noticed
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
like,
of other
I think
cemeteries
they're
are
trying to
damaged.
bury him in there.
If you've watched a
So,
lot of Ghost Squad
Well,
Scotland, a lot of our cemeteries are really, really damaged. The council need to really fix them, honestly. You should watch Chrissy's channel. They're terrible, some of the
yeah,
cemeteries around us right now. Some of them are
yeah.
sinking. Some of them have fell down.
oh wow.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Terrible. Well, I'm going to have to live and leave you ladies because it is nearly 3 a.m. here and I feel myself getting tired.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and Haunted Expeditions if you were asking that. Yeah, we'll let everybody go. It's getting late
We'll
for you
arrange
two.
another time to chat and I'll chat for longer
Yeah,
and
and
maybe
I'm
make
sure.
it a weekend or something.
And Tequila just got home when I sent her the
Yeah,
message,
we
so
want to
she
let
didn't
her
have much
relax.
time either. Well, we thank you very much, Tequila, for coming in.
Thank you for
Anytime
having
you
me.
want to come in, by all means, we'd love to have you back, okay?
Thank you. And I
And
subscribed to a lot more channels tonight, so thank you so much for sharing them.
okay,
Thank
and
you
of
everybody for
and of
coming.
course Drew is always with me because she's my co-host. Because I tell her I'm not going to go on the live
Yep,
without her because
we're
I don't know
partners
what to
in crime.
say. She can keep up talking where I'm like,
I've not been as talkative tonight. I'm blaming it on my
because you.
toothache.
It was nice. Thank you all so much for having me. I had a good time.
It's been a
uh,
pleasure to talk to you,
Thank you,
Tequila, honestly.
everybody. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for coming in. Share each other's links all the time. Anytime we're on, share the links and share it out. And thank you,
And I will
everybody.
rewatch
And
this, guys, and I'll look at your comments, okay? And I will subscribe back. So thank you, everybody who has come over and subscribed. Have a blessed day tomorrow.
Drew, how long do the comments stay up?
Forever. They can stay up. They'll stay up.
Forever?
As long as you don't put them off, they'll stay up.
Oh, nice.
You've
Okay.
got to tick a box to get them to come off.
Because I
You
thought
should.
once you got off, it automatically uploads to YouTube and then all of the comments go away.
No, they stay there. Unless you've got the box unticked to keep them there.
I need to find out that box because mine always disappear.
Oh, did it disappear?
Yeah,
Oh, there is
because
a box. I'll show you. I'll give you a lesson in
okay, so
it.
we'll end the broadcast, and then she's gonna show us that off of the camera. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Everybody have a nice evening.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Okay, where